Good morning, Sam. Did you have a good rest? We're already making progress in addressing the corpse disposal situation here. Once again, I've got to thank you for that. If you access the delivery terminal, you'll find that you can fabricate equipment for yourself now too. We have some materials on hand here that you can use to make supplies for your journey. Take as much as you need. Now, we don't have all the same schematics in Mexico that you have access to in the UCA. But as you link up more facilities to increase chiral network bandwidth and improve your connection level with the locals, we should be able to share all kinds of new data with you, expanding your fabrication options further. I heard that you're planning to extend chiral network coverage to the south, down as far as that research facility. So go ahead and pick up the order I posted for you. I'll explain the finer details of the mission while you look at the map provided by ABAS.
Playing archived. Please select an item to fabricate.
Your next destination is Villa Libre. The people there don't have enough medical equipment to meet their needs. If you bring them this delivery, you'll be sure to earn their trust. And once you've done that, you'll have an easier time convincing them to become part of the chiral network. Timefall is coming down hard in this area. Cargo containers that are exposed to timefall will begin to degrade. If you carry container repair spray with you, you can use it to mitigate these effects before it becomes a problem. Keep an eye out for the rivers and bandit camps in the area too. Hazards like these can make your life much harder. On your way to Villa Libre, you might pass a post box we built. We left behind some spare equipment in its shared locker. If you see it, take a look inside. Everything is yours to use as you deem fit. There should be materials in there too. Enough to fabricate something if you like. Also, if you have any extra equipment, you can use the box to donate it to other people. With a moment's generosity, you can make another porter's day. Finally, each postbox has a private locker which can be used to store equipment for later use, and a recycle feature that will turn any unneeded items into materials. So what do you think? Have enough info? Take your time to finalize your route.
creation. Delivery route finalized.
This order calls for some pretty hefty cargo to be sure. But don't forget to take into account all the other extras you'll need to carry to get the job done. Every piece of equipment you take also adds to your overall weight. So think carefully about your loadout. Try to pick critical items that won't weigh you down and wear you out when combined with your cargo. Run out of stamina halfway through a delivery, and you're in for a world of hurt.
Make all necessary preparations for...
Order accepted. Thank you. Whoa. That was close.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Disengaging weapons restriction.
Too close.
trouble nearby.
You are too far away from your cargo.
further now. Wendy and Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
You're Sam, right? Did the timefall give you a lot of trouble? Thanks for making the trip. Allow me to assess the condition of your cargo. In fine condition, as we hoped. You are every bit as reliable as people say. I have to say, this was well worth the wait. I had a feeling you wouldn't let me down. Time to connect the Cupid. Once we're part of the chiral network, we'll be able to use these remote medical units you brought. I can get myself checked out as well. We've all been looking forward to this. So go ahead and link us up.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Chiral communications have been established. Now I can finally use one of these medical units to assess the condition of the child I'm carrying. I just pray they're strong and healthy. The elderly residents here will also be happy to receive proper medical care. Oh, seems like you should be capable of fabricating PCCs now as well. Probably thanks to the chiral network expansion and the resulting increase in total bandwidth. Of course, every additional structure will eat into that bandwidth, but there should be more than enough to support anything you build. Within reason, that is. There's one other problem we've been dealing with lately, though. It's not a critical issue, so I've posted an aid request with further details. If you're interested, you can check it out via your ring terminal. A new order has just come through for you. Looks like the residents of the C1 South Distribution Center need you to recover some cargo from a bandit encampment and bring it to them. You can review the specifics of the order when you get around to accepting it. So once you're good to go, access the delivery terminal here to get underway. I'll share additional info with you as soon as you do so. Okay, Sam. Are you ready? The order you've undertaken is to recover chiral density gauges that have been stolen by bandits and taken back to their base. The base is located in some overgrown ruins, so you'll have a hard time getting a clear view of it. You might want to construct a watchtower nearby before you charge in. With it, you can get a better handle on the situation and improve your odds of getting the job done quietly. But that's not all, of course. Other porters are also able to make use of your structures. This way, you can help out the people who follow in your footsteps through this area. Think about what I told you and find... Best of luck to you out there.
location. Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Territory.
Now leaving chiral network coverage. All designated cargo successfully recovered. Proceed to delivery destination for processing.
Steady. Okay, great. Good step in. It's a close one. Keep it together. I'm indigo and violet and
Good evening, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be
close one.
advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Chiral decontamination in progress. No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
Hola, you're Sam, right? I assume you're here to drop off that stolen cargo of ours? With those chiral density gauges in our possession, we'll be able to determine where BTs are likely to appear in the future. So, let's get a look at those containers and see if we're good to go. Keep going. You sure know how to take care of your cargo. I just have to say that looks like our chiral density gauges are just about good to go. So, let's see what that Cupid of yours can do.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
It's high time we got on the chiral network. Our BT research should go a hell of a lot faster now. We just shared some data with you that'll let you fabricate blood grenades, a kind of anti-BT weapon, and build timefall shelters too. I think you'll find both very useful. The chiral density gauges you brought us have been safely integrated into our systems. We can resume all distribution center operations and get back to business as usual. A lot of lives are gonna be saved thanks to you. By the way, you're planning to visit the research lab, yeah? You'll have to pass through some dangerous territory then. We'll do a quick survey of the chiral density, so you might not want to leave right away. And let's not forget that you just tackled one of our toughest orders on record. Tell you what, we got a nice private room here that you can use to catch your breath. We'll get started on prepping the cargo for your next run in the meantime.
shelter immediately.
Sam, are you okay?
I'm fine. You guys?
The facility's intact, but the research lab might have taken a hit. The local chiralium levels appear to be rising. Better hurry over there, Sam. Head to the delivery terminal upstairs and check their order.
Departing facility.
Warning, footwear durability significantly reduced.
Sam, we've got a situation. The delivery for the research lab is ready for transport, but the chiral density is higher than anticipated. This may be due to the gatequake just now, but we've identified a new BT area in the vicinity of the lab. However, we have no BB pods on hand. I know you've got dooms, but without a pod, you're gonna struggle to determine exactly where the BTs are.
Don't worry. If I can get close enough, I should be able to see them. Seems like my dooms level or whatever went up at some point. Steer me in the right direction. I can take care of the rest.
Oh yeah? That's awesome. By the way, we finished a preliminary assessment of the BTs detected in the vicinity of the research lab. And we've prepared some weapons that should be effective against them. You're a pro. I know you can handle this. All right, go ahead and pick up your next main order. I'll brief you on the details while you check your map.
Your service in transporting this cargo is appreciated. The delivery will be assigned to another porter.
All right, Sam. You good to go? The new BT area we've identified is located in these ruins. If we don't do anything about it, eventually someone's gonna trigger a void out. So to prevent that, we need to neutralize all the BTs in this area. There's no shortage of collapsed buildings and hiding spots there, and the timefall isn't letting up anytime soon either. Since you'll also have cargo for the research lab with you, take care not to let it get damaged by the timefall or in any fights with BTs. An aid request for a timefall shelter was registered in that vicinity. If you build one near that spot, you can use it to escape any BTs that may be pursuing you. And if you stash your backpack in a timefall shelter, you can rest easy knowing your cargo's safe from the rain and devote your full attention to dealing with any threats. So if you got room to carry a little extra, consider requisitioning a PCC and taking it along with you so you can fabricate a shelter for added peace of mind. You're the only one we can count on. Don't let us...
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
Order accepted. Thank you.
delivery route. Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Gatequake detected. Intensity. G-scale. 6. Your service in transporting this cargo is
Come on. Keep it together.
Your service in transporting this cargo is appreciated. The delivery. Commencing route creation. Delivery route.
Okay, great. When I step in. Oh, shit.
Everything's done for a while, and I'll be silent with you in the fire in the night. We will be dancing like
Good evening, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lift.
Long time no see, Sam. Though, having said that, I realize you probably don't recognize me like this. Anyway, why don't you let me take a look at your orders? It really doesn't get much better than this. What else is there to say but thanks? We never doubted you'd ship. We're ready for... Once you do, you'll have fulfilled your objective of bringing the entirety of Mexico onto the chiral network.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
So, Sam, don't suppose you remember who I am? The name's Alex. I used to work at the weather station back in the UCA. I was a Bridges employee, reporting directly to Deadman. So, when I was offered the opportunity to collaborate with him here, studying the Death Stranding and BTs, I jumped at the chance, and here I am. And now, you're here too. You actually couldn't have come at a better time. Shortly before your arrival, chiral density levels started to climb, hitting significantly higher ranges than before. This kind of spike is indicative of an imminent giant BT appearance. I've shared with you some MP bullets that should be very effective against BTs. Because if a giant BT is on the way, then we're gonna need you to put it down. It's hard to know when this giant BT is going to appear. So for now, you should rest up in your private room and prepare for a potential fight. That's both mine and Deadman's recommendation. We'll keep you posted, Sam.
It's been too long, Sam. You were a good friend to me. One I could never forget. Which is why I took steps to ensure that this message would only play upon your arrival. The sensors were set to scan for your biometric data. A simple enough trick. Now, this was originally a geophysics laboratory established for the study of earthquakes. And for that reason, it holds a wealth of documentation on gatequakes, tar currents, and placates. As well, I discovered, as research data on the other side. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I learned after I came to this place. Imagine that this is the lab. Though it's relatively close to the northern tip of South America, the continent is entirely cut off from us by a tar belt. And so we have no idea what's going on down there. Nor do we know the state of any continent other than our own. The researchers here were trying to establish contact with the rest of the world. They were well equipped to do so, as the facility had once been used to launch research satellites. So they tried launching a variety of probes and drones in the hope of obtaining observational data, with no success. The Earth, you see, is shrouded in a thick layer of chiralium that renders electronics inoperable at altitude. So they tried sending ships across the ocean. Oh, yes. Oh, but that failed too. The high concentration of chiralium in open water proved too corrosive, invariably causing them to sink. But then the researchers found some rather rare birds on their doorsteps. Birds not native to the region. Nice birdie, nice birdie. And that, my friend, was just the beginning. Not far from the lab, they discovered a strange anomaly. Well, the surrounding area was heavily contaminated with chiralium. Yes. This is beautiful. The researchers would later dub the anomaly a placate. But further investigation revealed that it came into existence when you began to expand the chiral network across North America, and that the gate grew larger in tandem with the network itself. What started as a tiny fissure in space became so much more. The researchers duly installed cameras to study the gate and its surrounding area. Now, to their surprise, they caught footage of some unusual marsupials. Yes, the kind you wouldn't expect to normally encounter in Central America, like the birds. But to confirm their suspicions, they sent an autonomous robot through the gate. The soil samples it collected were consistent with the archived geological data from the southern hemisphere. Not long after, several men and women came through the gate. They spoke English, and they confirmed that they had indeed come from faraway Australia. We finally knew the world outside North and Central America had survived. Ours was not the last bastion of humanity, but Australia had suffered the death stranding too. Undeterred, the researchers began working closely with Bridges and conducted a series of tests, paving the way for an expedition to Australia that would lay the groundwork for chiral network expansion. After they had first installed surveillance equipment, that is, so that the gate could be monitored from the Mexican side, a necessity to this day as Australia is not yet connected to the chiral network. The UCA may not have dreams of conquest and control, but they aren't about to let just anyone use the gate. Indeed, that's one of the reasons they were so determined to connect Australia to the network in the first place. Well, I suppose that's all I have to say about the plate gate. There's something else that I need to tell you, though. Something far more important. Mind if I pause it here? I have to go take a shower.
Gate quake detected. Sam, a gigantic BT just showed up outside. We're prepping weapons for you now. Access the terminal up top and take whatever you need. We're counting on you.
Manifestation imminent. Access the delivery terminal to make preparations for combat.
Sam, this is Alex. You did it! We've confirmed the chiral crystallization of the giant BT. Local chiral density is already dropping fast. I think we can all rest easy for now. You've saved a lot of lives by killing that monstrosity. We won't forget that. Head to the research lab's private room and take a break. You've earned it.
Thank you so much.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted in some...
As I said before, there's something I need to tell you. It's about Lou. You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging into BB-28's past. That is, Lou's. I found the BB decommissioning records. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
That's BB-28?
This is the child officially identified as BB-28. But if you look closer, Sam, you see at once that it can't possibly be Lou. Right there at the elbow, where the birthmark should be. Nothing. Which means we have another BB-28 on our hands. The one with whom you memorably went west and back not so long ago. That is Lou. Per regulations, the serial number assigned to each BB was unique. No two units should have ever been assigned the same one. I've cross-checked the details with the most up-to-date entries in the UCA database. And indeed, there is no reason to believe BB-28 survived. All of which can only mean, Sam, that the bridge baby you carried with you on your journey across America, Lou, was never recorded in the official database. So, where then did Lou come from? Right now, your guess is as good as mine. But as worrying as that sounds, this could actually be to your advantage, since it's functionally impossible for the UCA or Bridges to track a BB of which they have no record. Which is lucky, because if they did know about a BB that could live and grow outside the pod, they'd want to secure it for study. So take comfort in the knowledge that they don't, that you're free, that you can bring up Lou in peace. How is it, by the way? The two of you living as a family. Right. I have gifts for you. A few things to take back home. An assortment of vaccines to be administered as your child grows up. We want Lou to live a long and healthy life. And it's natural for children to be afraid of shots. Maybe this will help put Lou's mind at ease. A token of my affection. You can collect it via the delivery terminal when you leave. I wonder how big Lou will get. Anyway, there's one more thing I wanted to share with you. As you know, everyone is meant to go to their own beach when they die. But unlike most people, I wasn't born from a mother. I was born from an artificial womb. Transplants provided the organs I never had. I was incomplete and had no beach, I believed. But I wasn't about to accept that. I went back home to study the Ha and Ka and the beach. I threw myself into my work, Sam. I tried. But I think I've done all that I can. In the end, I'm still a patchwork Frankenstein's monster. One that's just about worn out. As a doctor, I can tell you, I don't have long left. So I've devoted my remaining time to research. That's why I'm here, Sam. Where I can focus on the beach. There's so much data here, Sam. On beach formation, jumping via beaches, the relationship between the beach and placates. All the evidence you could ever wish for. Not enough to solve every mystery, perhaps, but enough for me to make an incredible personal discovery. That I have a beach after all. It doesn't matter how I was born. I have lived as a human. And thus do I possess a beach like any other. I am not a machine, but a person with a Ha and a Ka and a beach to go with them. Lastly, I have a confession for you, along with a heartfelt apology. I told you once that I didn't have dooms. But that's not actually true. Not that I was lying, you understand. I just didn't know. It was only after I found my beach that I realized. Chiral, allergic reaction. I can feel it getting closer. I'm off to the beach, Sam. To my beach. Take care of yourself.
Sam.
Did you know about this?
No. It's news to me, too. I'm sorry that that man is gone. But he would have been pleased that you managed to extend the UCA network all the way to his lab. Thank you, Sam.
I guess I'm homeward bound.
Missing little Lou that badly?
You know I am.
Come on back, Sam. Lou misses you too.
Sunrise will be occurring shortly.